Welcome to part 2 of our online basketball workouts. My name is Denise Aline, basketball coach at the National Sports Council of Barbados, and with me today are my fellow basketball coaches. Today we will be looking at the skill, passing and catching.
Now we're on to passing and catching. I'm Coach Z, this is Coach Frederick Bino. Coach Frederick Bino will be demonstrating this morning passing and catching. So what we want to do first is get comfortable with the basketball. We want to make sure that we understand what we're doing. We have a basketball, we can use a tennis ball, we have a football, any kind of ball you need to use. First we want to get warm and just get used to the basketball in terms of your hand-eye coordination. Keep your hands onto the ball and simply tossing the ball up in the air and catching it. 2 hands up and down, right? You can do this about 5 times, 10 times just to get used to the ball. You can go faster, you can go higher. You're going to use one hand now, right hand catching with right hand, left hand catching with left hand. Do this also a few times and then we can start to switch it. And even if you have 2 balls at home, you can do a little bit of juggling just to have a little fun. Right, so now we're going to add some movement to it. So we're going to go about 10 paces, how much ever space you have, tossing the ball in the air and going behind it. Let's go, coach, up in the air. That's it. And you can come back down either backwards or you can turn and you can come back down. You can throw a little higher. And now you can go one hand, catching left hand, or right hand, and then you can switch. As you get more comfortable, you can then switch. And this is just to get warm and working on your hand-eye coordination. Now we're going to continue the same thing we were doing just now in terms of tossing the ball, but we're going to add a little more difficulty to it. For this one, you can use your imagination, you can be creative, you're going to toss the ball in the air, you can clap in front, you can clap behind, you can clap through the legs, you can do 360s, but you're just catching the ball again. So coach, you can demonstrate a few of them. Maybe you go throw the ball in the air, clap, give me 1 clap, yeah, give me 2 claps, give me 1 clap behind. That's it, in front and behind. Right, see, so use your imagination, get creative. So we're gonna actually can go through the legs. Coach is gonna show us through the legs as well. Perfect. So now we're gonna go up and down. We're gonna add a little movement to it as well. Same thing we just did. So we're gonna go up and down. You can use your imagination, be creative, do whichever one you want to do, up and down. You're gonna clap. You're gonna go in front. You can go behind. You can go through the legs. You can use your imagination. If you're able to do cartwheels, you can do cartwheels. Perfect. So now we're going to work on our hand speed. This is a little more technical, so for those advanced basketball players out there, working on your hand speed is very important, your hand-eye coordination. The first one is actually pretty simple. If you watch it, we're going to place the ball behind our head by our neck area. Now, if you never did this before, you can try it, just rolling it on the back and catching it right by your waist. So you're here, you roll it, you just catch it behind here. You're working on your hand speed. Once you've done that a few times, you're actually putting it a little further out so you can catch it right here without it touching your back. So you're going right here, catch it. We can do this about 10 times, 15 times, and keep getting faster every single time. You want to drop it, then you go drop, try to catch it. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. We all make mistakes. That's how we get. So now we're going to get a little more difficult. If you think you have mastered the others, this one is a little harder. We're not going to let the ball touch the floor at all, but we have to try to clap. So the ball is still here, behind your ankles, and you go catch. That's it. When you get that done, make sure you post that video so we can see. Now we're moving on to our passing aspect. We're going to work on chest passing, we're going to work on bounce passes. So make sure you have your basketball nice and strong, grip, spread your fingers. You're putting it by your chest because that's where you want the pass to come from. If you look at the stance, remember we talked about athletic stance, you're getting an athletic stance. Keep your feet together to start. Make sure your hips are low, knees are bent. Now what you want to do is when you're making your pass, your eyes are always on your target. You're going to take 1 step forward, your knees will be bent, and then after you pass the ball, you make sure you follow through. Elbows straight out, hands extended, and you're nice and low looking at your target. So now we're going to do it on the wall, because if you don't have a partner at home, you just have a wall, you want to make your passes, we're going to do it on the wall. So you make sure you have a nice distance that you can pass the ball so it comes back to you. You don't have to start too hard because you don't want the ball going all over the place. So pick up a distance, keep your feet together to start, nice chest, 1 foot forward, make your pass, let it come back to you. Now, coach is looking at a target. Coach right now is using this white line. And that's what you want to do. If you have a tape at home and you want to put an X on the wall, etc., you could make the passes. We make about 10 or so passes, but coach can demonstrate on his one leg right now. Switch his legs. Nice follow through. Perfect. So now we're going to work on bounce passes. Same concept, same fundamentals. This time you're going to pick up a space. Your space you're going to pick up about 3/4 ways. You want to make that pass so when it hits the floor, it hits the wall, and it's going to come straight back up to you. Same follow through, stay low, keep your hips low, knees out. Make sure you follow through and extend. Nice. And you switch feet. Good. Notice the snap of the wrist. Perfect. Now we're into our one-hand passes. So now we're going to use the wall again, and we're going to go get in your athletic position, just passing on the wall with one hand and let it come back to you. Just one hand. That's right hand. We're going to also do left hand, but make sure you're always following through. Let's go. Now you can do that about 10 times, 20 times in terms of your reps. Getting them in, and now we're going to do off the dribble. So we want to get in our stance. We're going to use our dribbling skills. We're going to be bouncing the ball, and off the dribble, we're not picking up the ball with two hands. Off the dribble, you make that one hand pass. You're going to receive it back with your two hands, and then you dribble again and make that pass. Sit. Left hand. Every time we do right hand, we do left hand. Perfect. So now we're going to add a step. So whichever hand we're using to make the pass with, we're going to use the same foot. And you want to make sure your toes are pointing in the direction of your pass. So when you're making a pass with your right hand, your right foot off the dribble, you dribble the ball, your right foot goes forward, and then you make your pass on the wall the same way. So step, pass, that's it. Dribble, step, pass. Perfect. Go next hand. Left hand, left foot. One hand, pick up, perfect. Good job. Now we're into catching. It's important that we have the right positioning to catch the ball. You want your fingers pointing up, your palms facing forward, a nice cushion. But most importantly, you want to keep your eyes on the basketball, and you want to reach towards the ball to make that catch. To our final part of our passing and catching. So if you have a partner at home, if you have a sibling, a parent, someone who wants to join in with you, this is the perfect time to do that. All of our fundamentals we will go back through. Staying low, keeping your knees bent, keeping your hips low, follow through. Just now we did receiving the ball. Make sure your palms are up, your fingers are up, your palms are forward. So coaches, Coach Cosmo Edwards, Coach Dwight Rose, they will demonstrate our partner passing. One thing we don't want to do is pass the ball until the person is showing a target. So make sure you show a target, and let's get them going. So we start with our chest passes. We can continue this back and forward. Make sure you step forward, make a nice flat pass. Receive the ball, and then we can always alternate our feet as well. One right foot, one left foot. Remember to stay low, follow through. We can do this about 10 times, 20 times. We can go faster, pick up the intensity if we need to. Now remember, the next pass we're going to work on is our bounce pass. We did it before, so remember, pick up a spot about 3/4 ways. You want the ball to come up, show your target, just about the waist area. That's where you want the ball to bounce and get to your partner. That's it. I'm going to follow through. You can change legs. Just be wary the feet are pointing forward where you want the ball to be going. That was a good job, coaches. We're on to our one-hand passes. Now we go one hand stationary, one hand off the dribble. So what you're going to do is pick up your athletic stance again. You're going to go right hand only, so you can pass the ball with one. Make sure you follow through. We're going to catch all balls with two hands. Right hand, right hand. Right. One hand, follow through, follow through. Now we go left hand, left hand, left hand. Perfect. So now we're going to add the dribble and still in a stationary position, so just one bounce off the pass. That's it, catch it with two hands. You can go right hand, left hand. You can do this a couple times. Make sure you get your sets in. As you get more comfortable, you can go faster, pick up the intensity. And finally, what we're going to do is make sure you add our footwork. So remember, we're going right hand, right foot, then we go left hand, left foot. So when you make the dribble with your right hand, you lunge forward with your right foot, and you make your pass. Keep your knees bent, follow through. Make sure you step, make sure you step. Good. Make sure you step. Perfect. That's it. Left hand, left foot. Perfect. Good job. And we can do that a few times. Make sure you get your reps up. At least 10 reps, a couple sets, and pick up the intensity every single time.
These skills can be done daily for about 20 minutes to improve. Thanks to the coaches who assisted. Thank you for watching. Stay active, keep practicing, and see you soon.